Hello, and welcome to this session of Product Direct. My name is Susan Rawlings, and I'm a director in the EBS product management team. And in this session, I'll introduce to you a new EBS product called Oracle Project Procurement. Today, I'll discuss why managing project-driven procurement is so important, and why some of the business challenges are that organizations might face in managing the procurement for their projects. I'll also like to describe a little bit about how we approach the design and why this new product is so innovative and offers tremendous value for customers who do have procurement-centric projects. I'll also describe the solution, the common components of the solution, how they work together to deliver business value, and also some simple use cases, a day in the life, if you will, of the typical user who might be using the product. First, I'd like to explain what project procurement is and why managing it is so important to an organization. For many organizations today, project or cost control is very important for delivering value to their customers. However, the challenge is significant. A 2010 study found that nearly 3/4 of CEOs, COOs, and project managers identify the ability to manage projects as critical or absolutely critical to the future growth of their business. Despite this, just 11% of those CEOs, COOs, and project managers are confident of their ability to manage business critical projects in the most efficient way. Only 1/4 of the businesses surveyed have fully integrated IT systems for project management, and only 12% of all businesses were very confident that they have full visibility of information they need to run projects effectively, despite identifying IT integration and real-time data as priorities for project control. The research also points out that the economic downturn has placed new business demands on project-based industries. 66% of respondents agree or strongly agree that post-recession, enterprise software tools have become even more important to run their projects than ever before. Organizations and industries with procurement-intensive projects can benefit the most from improved acquisition planning and execution, and by more effectively managing project procurement for their projects. Many of these industries, such as semiconductors, utilities, engineering and construction, and aerospace and defense, may spend around 50% or more of their cost-based revenue on procurement of materials and services. Managing project procurement encompasses all aspects of planning and execution throughout the entire life cycle of the project. Resources must be aligned to the schedule of work, supplier relationships and contracts must be developed and managed, orders and deliveries must be coordinated, and the project schedule and budget have to be effectively controlled to ensure the project meets the deliverables necessary to meet the objectives of the project's client, and ensure their satisfaction, of course. Project team members and all stakeholders need to align their decisions made during the procurement process to the objectives of the project and to their organizations to ensure their projects are completed successfully. The mathematical reality is that companies can expect major profitability growth with improved procurement processes. As little as a 5% reduction in spending can increase profitability by 50%. In order to obtain the same equivalent impact, a firm would have to increase sales by 50% or cut overhead by 20%. However, procurement has a major credibility problem because very few believe that the savings they claim are actually real or actually reach the bottom line. Statistics reported by a Hack Group study revealed that less than 10% of finance executives agree that savings are real, and nearly 66% don't believe in the savings at all. In a typical situation, executives discount the claimed savings by procurement by about 30%, especially in cases where procurement is claiming cost avoidance or savings. With its credibility being challenged, it's difficult for procurement to be viewed as a major contributor to financial performance or for procurement decisions to be viewed as strategic in nature. Project-driven procurement. What are some of the challenges with this? Well, it's important that we focus more than just cost savings, because in a typical project, a high degree of cost is spent on what would be considered abnormal wastage that is not directly attributable to simple cost reduction or controlled through standard agreements and contracts. Most of the wastage actually is due to issues of scheduling, quality and lost productivity. So why is this the case? Well, in many organizations, project management and procurement are interconnected, meaning they require each other's services in order to complete the process and be effective. But they're separated by organizational or discipline-based silos. Procurement is often solely measured on cost reduction rather than on their ability to meet the key project objectives, such as quality or schedule, which can often be tied to project bonuses, for example, increase in revenue. Traditionally, information is shared by reports, workflows, external informal communication back and forth. This can often be due to disconnected or uncorrelated sources of information that come from different systems, plans, or suppliers. The focus is on the process and moving transactions through the pipeline rather than on the effectiveness of the decisions about which materials, services, or suppliers are the best choices for meeting the project needs. This is the typical approach we've found in doing our research for project procurement today. So the project manager lets procurement know what's needed. The buyer procures with a focus primarily on price and then provides a delivery date back to the project manager. However, for the project manager, maybe price isn't the most important factor. Could be the delivery date or the quality. So if I'm retrofitting a bridge, for example, and it's closing over a long weekend, then I'm guessing that the most important factor is perhaps quality or schedule, because thousands of cars have to cross the bridge daily. I might be willing to pay a bit more for getting it sooner with higher quality. So traditionally, project procurement is based on managing inventory in order to control the procurement cycle, or it relies heavily on expediting to resolve critical issues. Expediting, for example, might be worth the extra cost if these approaches really were effective. But for many organizations, significant unpredictability remains and wastage continues to plague their projects. While most companies we've worked with continue to experience the problems with these types of problems with their projects, most of the companies we worked with found it very difficult to articulate what the requirement was to improve the coordination between project and procurement. Because the disciplines are disconnected, they use different systems and different processes, a solution that bridges that gap seems really sort of almost out of reach for many of these companies. So this was the focus of our investigation and our design, was how do we bridge that gap and have project and procurement really work more closely together. So our development strategy was to use an outside-in approach to defining the experience we wanted to provide our customers. We wanted to identify requirements based not only on the voice of the customer, but also on the mind of our customers. Those requirements that they don't even realize are possible to solve or are not limited by their current experience. Our focus was not on what specific features were needed, but what were the problems our customers were trying to solve. We wanted to think across boundaries of traditional processes, products, and job roles, and focus on the potential points of failure. Who needs to be accountable for the outcomes, as well as the insight required to make the best project and procurement decisions. Collaboration needs to come from all stakeholders being on the same page. So a command center experience without reliance on notifications, workflows, and reporting information across these functional silos. We wanted sort of what we would call disruptive innovation, finding a better way to meet a very fundamental customer need, something not invented yet that could really have a greater impact than simply just solving a predefined list of requirements. So what we found was a missing link between the inputs and the outputs required to ensure that the objectives and outcomes for the project were delivered successfully. So our goals were to focus on collaboration and decisions rather than simply progressing transactions from one step to the next in the process. We wanted to provide quick and efficient insight to the information to manage project procurement by transforming data from multiple disparate sources into very actionable information. So bringing people to the information that they need to make the best decisions. We want to help the user discover what decisions are required, what information can help you understand what decisions are pertinent and critical at that point in time, and then access the information and provide insight to make the best choices. So providing knowledge of and measurement against strategic and operational objectives helps ensure alignment of actions and decisions and makes the entire team accountable for making the best choices. So the traditional approach focuses on managing inventory to address supply chain accuracy in terms of execution and project procurement. This helps avoid schedule delays and productivity. But what if the focus was really on driving project procurement based on information and the ability to effectively collaborate and execute? In many cases, the most important priorities might be something other than price. Price alone does not ensure that the acquisition plans and decisions derive the best overall value and drive down total project cost. Priorities might center on dates, quality, or other strategic decisions that address a project's specific or unique challenges. So what if the focus was on driving project procurement based on the information to effectively collaborate? Sorry, I have to start over on this slide. The traditional approach to project procurement really focuses on managing inventory to address supply chain accuracy and avoid schedule delays or improve productivity. But what if the focus was on driving project procurement based on information and the ability to effectively collaborate and execute together? In many cases, the most important priorities might be something other than price or cost. Price alone does not ensure that acquisition plans and decisions derive the best overall value and drive down total project cost. Priorities might center on dates, quality, or other strategic decisions that address a project's specific or unique challenges. So project-driven procurement can reduce planning cycle time, meaning the length of time that it takes to generate plans because everyone is on the same page and can see what needs to be done, can result in faster and better decision-making. It can provide closed-loop planning and execution so that information gathered throughout the course of a series of decisions can be used to improve future decisions. So all that historical information being used and put to work to help make the best choices. And then, of course, the information drives a best-in-class process, not the other way around. The result of this investigation and this innovative approach is Oracle Project Procurement. This is a new e-business suite product that truly allows project teams to work together across project management and procurement, across modules, job roles, disciplines, and traditional boundary lines to plan, execute, and really deliver the supply chain that the project needs to be executed on time and meet all of the objectives. So Oracle Project Procurement is really this innovative approach to planning and managing the acquisition of resources needed to complete projects. By connecting sources of data from both Oracle Projects and Oracle Procurement, Project Procurement can help align the project acquisition strategy and the project's objectives to ensure success. A shared procurement plan unifies all stakeholders and provides a shared execution strategy for the budget, product specifications, quality, and schedule that drives consistent decision making. It also helps project teams make the right decisions when they need to realign by quickly finding the best suppliers, materials, or services that meet the project's strategy, and aligns all procurement-related decisions to the shared critical success factors for the project. That ensures accountability for project deliverables on the part of the entire team, not just a single individual or group. To help ensure that delivery is done according to the planned strategy, Oracle Project Procurement also provides users the ability to sync up material specifications, quality standards, budgets, and even need-by dates to the delivery by the suppliers, and also to sync up to the project schedule, to the availability of material while tracking the supplier performance on the slide. I'm going to repeat that slide. Oracle Project Procurement is an innovative approach to planning and managing the acquisition of resources needed to complete projects. By connecting sources of data from both Oracle Projects and Oracle Procurement, Project Procurement can help align the project acquisition strategy and the project's objectives to ensure the success of the project. A shared procurement plan unifies all stakeholders and provides a shared acquisition strategy for the budget, product specifications, quality, and the schedule that will drive consistent decisions. It also helps project teams make the right decisions when they need to realign by quickly finding the best suppliers, materials, and services that meet the project strategy and aligns all procurement-related decisions to the shared critical success factors for the project to ensure accountability for the deliverables. To help ensure delivery according to the planned strategy, Oracle Project Procurement provides users with the ability to sync up on material specifications, quality standards, budgets, and need-by dates to the delivery date by the suppliers, and also to sync up the project schedule to the availability of material, while also tracking supplier performance on the fly. The overall solution introduces a new procurement plan that serves as a bridge or a connector for the project management team and the procurement team, really making them a single team to plan and manage the entire project acquisition strategy in a collaborative way. The plan can be kept updated throughout the life cycle of the project and acts as a single source of truth for making all procurement requirements, documenting all procurement requirements for the project. Using the procurement plan, the project management team can establish the following: what material or resource needs to be procured, when is it needed, what task is it needed for, what is the planned budget for procuring that material or resource, who should we buy this from. If they have a suggested supplier, the plan can capture that. And then what is critical when procuring this product? Is it most important that it's delivered on time, quality, or is it price compliance? So using this information, the procurement team will establish sources of supply for each demand line in the plan and then track the delivery of those needed resources. Based upon the central and common procurement plan, PMs and buyers are always on the same page about what is needed to deliver the project successfully and deliver it on time with the right specifications and the right quality. So the command center really is comprised of two role-based views, one for PMs and one for project buyers, which provide access to the procurement plan information and status, and current status, of course. So all the traditional reports, workflows, notification, and other offline communication then become unnecessary. Users can come to the command center and see exactly what's needed and when it's needed, and whether it's been requisitioned, ordered, or delivered. The available charts, graphs, alerts, and other metrics help the team see exactly where the potential problems are and measure the results of their decisions. The command center also provides direct access to purchasing documents, such as bid negotiations, awards, requisitions, agreements, and orders, all of which are aligned to the project schedule, budget, and deliverables. Buyers and PMs can use the command center to collaborate on plans by managing the status of planned items and services and by associating agreements, suppliers, or orders as sources of supply. The powerful Endeca search and discovery capabilities used as part of this solution allow users to apply both project and procurement related criteria to isolate potential problems, and the out-of-the-box integration with EBS allows them to take immediate action right from the command center. So buyers can initiate new negotiations using the integrated document builder. This provides a shopping cart type experience to relate the items or the materials needed with the suppliers who I want to invite to bid. Project managers can access detailed schedule information. If necessary, right from the command center, they can go in and update task dates or other task information to proactively plan schedule changes and address potential delivery delays. In addition to the two role-based portals that comprise the command center, we have two in-depth analysis portals. One is based on the materials and services that you might need to purchase or acquire for a project, and the other is to analyze suppliers, providing access to both PMs and buyers to current and historical purchasing information. The portals allow users to analyze on the fly past performance of suppliers or their history of past purchases, and then apply multiple objective-driven criteria to find the best items or suppliers that match the needs of the project and of their organization. Detailed and insightful charts, graphs, and metrics can also be used to highlight the current status of supplier performance against multiple measures, such as quality, delivery, and price compliance. Access to the analysis portals ensures that users are selecting the best materials, the best services and suppliers, and gives quick access to see where potential problems might arise. Using these new innovative features, let's see how a typical PM or project buyer would use this application to solve some real-life business problems. The following scenarios represent common real-life business problems that our customers need to address. First, as a project manager, I'm alerted to a delivery delay that will affect my project schedule. Second, I discover the materials needed to complete a task are not going to be available by the time the task is due to start. And lastly, as a project buyer, I need to find the best supplier for an item that is needed by a project. As the project manager, after logging in, I can navigate to the Project Search and Overview function in Oracle Project Management to view my projects. Using the Overview page, I can search for the project and then in the Project List Results table, use the drop-down list to view the actions available for a project. I select the Procurement link to open the Procurement Plan Command Center. Once I'm on the Procurement Plan Command Center page, I can quickly see there are alerts that focus my attention first on the most pressing items I need to address. The procurement plan lines shown in this page are uploaded using a standard sheet and an upload interface, and the plan lines represent the materials and services needed for the tasks on the project. Each plan line has a status that helps the PM and the project buyer know what needs to be done next and when and where the items are needed. The measures in the Command Center help me identify what work needs to be completed for planning and to track procurement status and execution. I can use these measures to ensure procurement decisions are meeting my project's objectives. Using the link in the alert, I can identify a specific order that will not arrive on time due to a delayed shipment. When I select the link in the alert, a filter is applied and the table immediately displays the information for the plan line with the delayed shipment. I can see the order is for grade 300 steel on purchase order number 3456. Or 3546. This steel is needed to start the task by January 15th, but the promised date is out a month actually on February 15th. This represents a schedule risk if the item cannot be delivered on time because it's likely going to affect the start date of the task. So since the item is a common material used in many of our construction projects, I'm thinking that maybe another local project has some of the steel I need or has recently ordered it. Maybe I can try another supplier. So let me start by looking for other projects that might have ordered the steel, and from the plan line I select the Analyze Item option to launch the item portal analysis page and view an entire history and current status of this item for all the projects. In the item analysis portal, I can see in the metrics section at the top of the page that for this item it's been supplied by 4 suppliers to 7 different projects. 13 different purchase orders are involved. So there are at least 7 projects using this item with deliveries to various locations. Since my project's in San Francisco, I can use the geographical analysis chart to select the location and see the plan lines for other local projects using the same item. Let's see if maybe one of them has the steel that I can transfer to my project. After using the geographical distribution chart to filter down and narrow down the delivery locations for the steel material to the San Francisco area where my project is, I can use the Projects tab to view the project information for the item's plan lines. In this table, I can see that there are 5 projects that have ordered the material I need in the area. So now I can find out if any project has had their steel delivered already and contact them about a possible transfer. One of the projects listed in the item summary is the Mid-East Bridge Project. They have already ordered and received the same grade steel I need with sufficient quantity to meet my delivery schedule. I can also see that that project's task does not require steel until March 15th. So what's great about that is that that's after my steel order will arrive on February 15th. So now I can assure that team that if we transfer their order to my project, they can have the steel they need in time as well. From the Projects tab, I can also identify the project manager that I need to contact or the task manager for that task of the Mideast Bridge project, and I can contact them and request the steel for my project in whatever process I have for transferring materials. So it looks like I can keep my project and my schedule on track. Next, we're going to look at a situation where a project manager discovers that a task that's due to start has missing materials and see if maybe we can take care of that problem. So one of my responsibilities as a project manager is to ensure the materials needed for a task are requisitioned, ordered, and delivered in time to start tasks on schedule. In some industries, this is known as trial allocation and is done regularly to ensure that the schedule stays on track. In the Project Management Procurement Command Center, this activity is accomplished very easily. After I log in and select my project as we did in the first scenario, and then open the Command Center using the procurement function, I can use the interactive charts specifically designed to show the status of procured items for tasks due to start soon. So here's a couple of charts here that I can use for that. In this case, I apply a filter to look at the tasks that are due to start next month. I can quickly see that for one of the tasks there's a problem. Everything has not yet been received. When I select the task in that chart, the plan lines table is immediately filtered to the items that are needed for that task. For one of the items, I can see the supplier is not able to deliver on time, and it looks like the promised date is a month late. In the traditional process, this would require a request to be sent into an expediter, incurring potential delays and possibly extra cost. So let's see what we can do using Oracle Project Procurement. One solution we might try is to see if there are any other tasks that I can move up in the schedule and push out the start date of this task that has the missing materials by a month. So I can easily expand the filter date using the filters in the left side of the page, and I can include tasks for next month as well as this month. When I do that, I see that task 1.2.4 has all the needed material to accomplish its to be completed, and I'm going to start this slide over. One solution I might try is to see if there are any other tasks that I can move up in the schedule and push out the start date of this task by a month. So I can easily expand the date filter, which controls what values I see in the chart, and I can include tasks for next month as well as this month. When I do that, I see that task 1.2.4 has all of its needed material and can be accomplished with the same resources as task 1.1.2, which is our potentially delayed task. So now I don't have to go back, find the project, open the project schedule, find the tasks, and perform an update. I can just select this task, update multiple tasks right here from the page, and go right from the Command Center to the update page for that task. Once I select the Update Tasks option, an integrated page from the actual EBS project management application opens up with the tasks that I selected on the page. I can quickly change the scheduled start dates to realign my schedule and save these changes right here. No need for me to update the buyer, send a notification to the project team, etc. The next time the buyer or anyone else checks the plan in the schedule, they're going to see that the dates and the order of the schedule has changed. Lastly, let's look at a more routine activity, finding a supplier for the materials that I need for a particular requisition. I'm actually going to start this slide over. Lastly, let's look at a more routine daily activity, which is a project buyer finding the most appropriate supplier and selecting that supplier to do the procurement for a particular item needed for one of my projects. As a project buyer, I regularly need to find supplier sources for the materials and services needed for the projects I'm assigned to. With the role-based Project Procurement Buyer Command Center, this task is made simple and effective using the interactive charts and filters that help me find the most pressing items to address first. In this scenario, I'm going to be assigned as a category buyer. So I'm going to use the spending chart in the page to filter only the plan lines that need the materials in the category I'm assigned to. I could also use a universal search box or other filtering capabilities in the page to guide my navigation to find specific planned items by dates, status, or other criteria. Once I filter by my material category, I can see all of the planned items needed in this category from all the projects that I'm assigned to. The column sets in the table display the planning information such as budget, schedule, and location, as well as the delivery status I will use later to track execution. The project manager can also identify for each plan line the supplier selection objectives and what's most important to meet the objectives of this project. The objectives such as price, quality, or on-time delivery are important factors to consider when I make a sourcing decision and choose the best suppliers for the planned services or items. And it's important that I review all of the available information before beginning the sourcing process to ensure I'm applying the right criteria for selecting the suppliers. Once I've reviewed the planned item information, I can use Analyze Suppliers to go and review the history and performance history of the suppliers for this item. The supplier analysis page provides me with deep insight into all of the suppliers I work with on my projects for that item. While the item I need remains in the context at the top of the page, so I always know what it is I'm looking for, the supplier page brings together all of the structured, semi-structured, and unstructured information from all my sources of data about my suppliers. The metrics bar shows me how many active agreements, approved suppliers, open orders, etc. we have for this item. I already know the key objective for the procurement strategy, so if I have any existing agreements that fit my strategic objectives, I can apply the necessary filters, review and compare existing agreements to my planned item, and see if I can use one of those to source the item I need for this current project. In this case, we do not have any existing active agreements, and the demand is significant, so the right decision for this item is to initiate a new negotiation. Since I need to source a new supplier, I begin by identifying the best suppliers to provide the material I need for my project that will meet all my objectives. I can use the charts or guided navigation by applying filters for the criteria that match my objectives. For example, if on-time delivery is the most important objective for this particular material, I can find out which suppliers have the best on-time delivery performance. I can use all of the information I've invested in collecting about my suppliers as criteria, such as information from user-defined attributes like environmental compliance, for example, or their order and delivery history, or their financial strength. So I'm not limited to a single search value or a single source of data. The analysis portal allows me to correlate all sources of data and apply multiple filtering criteria at the same time. Once I've found the suppliers that meet my objectives, I can select them and add them to the document builder along with my selected plan item so I can start a negotiation. Once I create the negotiation, the selected suppliers and the planned item are automatically populated by the document builder directly from the Buyer's Command Center. I also have the option to identify other items to add to the negotiation if they can be supplied by the same set of suppliers. Once I complete the remaining details, I can save this negotiation and publish it to the selected suppliers. Then from my Buyer Command Center, I can easily track the status of negotiations using the charts, filters, or other search criteria to see which negotiations are closed and how many bid offers I've received. Here's a view of that here. Once I've identified the negotiations I need to review, I use the convenient link to open the negotiation and begin reviewing the bid offers. Once I open the negotiation, the Integrated Awards page opens in Purchasing, and I can see all of the bid offers I've received. From this page, I can quickly review each supplier offer and start comparing them. Traditionally, offer comparison limits your analysis to the offer information entered by the supplier. However, using Oracle Project Procurement, I can use the Compare Supplier feature to open the supplier analysis portal and compare the suppliers based on all of the available history and information I have on them. Similar to the analysis I did when identifying suppliers for sourcing, I can use the criteria I need to identify the best suppliers that meet my objectives and make the right sourcing decision based on which supplier best meets the project's objectives, instead of just going based on the best bid price. Once I find the best supplier, I can award the negotiation. This automatically links the selected supplier here from this negotiation to the procurement plan line and updates that status to ready to order. Once the project manager is ready to issue the requisition, the supplier information will be available to populate the requisition immediately. So one of the things that we believe is that this project procurement application really represents new innovation through focus on collaboration and decisions over transactions, workflow, and approvals. This application really is intended for customers who manage large, complex projects with significant procurement, customers who may use disconnected systems and processes and have siloed organizations for project management and procurement. And they may perceive procurement as only a supporting function driven predominantly by price. The application really has few, if any, direct competitors that offer an integrated project management and procurement solution that really helps manage the project procurement process. There's significant opportunity here for industry support. The application will help customers achieve their goals and measure results against project objectives, not just based on organizational only objectives of procurement, and really provides unique insights by transforming unrelated, uncorrelated data into useful, actionable information. Additional resources available about this product include the data sheets for Oracle Project Procurement on oracle.com under the EPPM section. There's updates available in the 12.2 release content document, as well as the release value proposition document. There are also recorded transfer of information presentations available from Oracle University and a YouTube introduction video for this product. Thank you for attending this presentation. I hope that you found the information helpful and useful, and that you'll take a look at this new exciting opportunity, new product in the Oracle e-Business Suite called Oracle Project Procurement. Thank you.